Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to Space Engineers for episode 50. And I guess we are working on our spaceship still. I don't exactly remember if we had something else going specifically. I think we went for gold, of course, so we are now producing superconductors, unless we're done with that. Actually, I think we already built the modules with those, right? Yup. Okay, so it was just this glass stuff. Do we have some bulletproof glass ready? A bit, not a lot though. There we go. So let's finish these other windows for first, and then we can start thinking about how, or if we want any more inside of the cockpit, or if we should just close the top, I guess. Why do these corners look so weird? Apparently these double windows going towards a window slope gets these wide bezels for some reason. No idea why that is. That's also the case from in here. Okay. That's weird. So that one and that one. And this one. Both of those. I think at least. I'm not sure if the direction has anything to do with that. But it looks a bit weird. Why doesn't this one have it then? Are some of them not finished? Nope. Oh well. The wonders of survival games, I guess. So this is a 4x4 area up here. I guess we just reuse 1x2s then. We need this further up instead of this. Come on. This shouldn't be so hard. Dang it. Oh, I guess you can use the inverted ones for this. If I can figure out how to rotate it correctly. So we just need some girders, okay. Good. Whoops. So that should be it. Oh, let's grind this one down. Good. So that's cockpit. We should probably slope these corners as well, so why don't we go do that? like that, and that. There we go. That looks a lot better, unless we should also slope the bottom end. So have these sloped. Let's buy it just for fun. Let's see if I can make the corners look good still. So I need one of these, right? Whoops. Like that. That should be good. Let's just build it to see how it looks. I think it's good though. Yeah, that's great. Let's do that. Was that lightning or was something falling? Not sure. So now I'm starting to think that maybe when we sit in here, it would be nice if we could also see out this part. Can you not slope these the other way? Apparently not. So I guess we will just have to slope these then. Is this the correct orientation? Yep. No, don't rotate midway. Let's just try this out as well. And not these side parts though, I don't think. These should still be armor. Because we're not really looking through those while in the cockpit anyway, or while steering at least. Oh yeah, okay, so it was probably lightning before, and not me messing up. Oh, we're using these for the corner, of course. Now how about these, the base basically of the cockpit? Can we make that look a bit better with the sloped corners? With something like this maybe? Yes, I think that is exactly what we want. I think that is perfect. Not like this would be very useful in real world scenarios. as you don't really need to be aerodynamic, but it's just a bit prettier, in my eyes at least. And I guess we will also be flying around inside the atmosphere, at least in a few cases. Or maybe just when we're taking off. How about that? Doesn't that look a lot better than it did before? There's this one up here though, that doesn't look too great. Maybe we should move those gyroscopes in and have this be sloped, or like these corners. I think that would be a bit better. They are a bit close to each other though, but I don't think that matters as much as this not being ugly. Sure, let's do it. But I think we need the grinders to grind those down. Maybe we should just put up the new gyroscopes first. Where are my gyroscopes? There they are. And let's paste them the same way this time. Have them paste the same way. And we build those right now. Apparently not. What are we needing here? Metal grid, okay.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
There we go. Put the rest in here. Whoops, don't build the right one. Thank you. Let's park this vehicle for recharging and take the grinder. How much space do you have? Plenty, it seems. Yep, good. Oh, enable the batteries, of course. Always a good idea. Can we grind? Just nope. Let's not. Well, maybe if we take it from this side. Nope. Okay, forget it. Let's just focus on the gyroscopes and do the blocks by hand. Whoops, still doing it wrong here. Oh, forgot girders, dang it. Did we do anything over here? Not that we didn't fix at least. We did miss that one up. Move. Let's start with the metal grid. That's done. We need construction com, steel plate and computers. Okay. Good. We probably could have done that faster by hand, but hey, that wouldn't be as fun. Oh, we didn't even yet put this to recharge. Okay. Let's get these corners looped. Like this, right? And back. Good. And good. So I guess we're one step closer with a nice cockpit, I guess. We of course only have upwards thrust so far, but we will change that. I think we should get some ice into it though, because then we can actually land it on the ground instead of being positioned on this. And then we can make easier thrust test later, where we can't really fall anywhere. We might as well do that as early as possible so we don't have to, or don't get as much damage from falling if we fall. So we need ice in. Should we bring a good load? I guess we can just do that. Right? Do we have a lot in here? Yup. Both of those are full. I think we forgot to set this, or I forgot to set it to recharge mode. I don't think there's anything in the cargo in this, so let's just unlock. Oh, it feels pretty light. Good, park it right there. Of course need a connector on this first. So now might be a good idea to figure out where we want to have connectors. Unless we should just put some on the butt here. I think a lot of these side connectors are probably gonna be small hydrogen thrusters. Or we could just put one large in the middle, I guess. On the bottom. Then we could have some space for connectors up here. That might be better. I'm not sure it would be as pretty though. I mean, that is not very pretty. Not compared to this, at least 9 of these. That is a bit prettier, right? Or is that just me? Maybe we could do something with this to actually get it further in. Maybe remove this hydrogen tank and put this in as a connector in there instead. Is that something we want to try, maybe? Because I don't really like covering up all of these connectors over here. So remove this tank and put a hydrogen engine in. Oh, thruster. It's not connected on this side either way, so having a bit of space in there isn't really a problem, other than me knowing that there's space. It would be a nice way to hide away the sidewards thrust. The back, I think we are okay with just slapping 2 large hydrogen thrusters on here. Something like this. I mean, you expect to find large thrusters on the back of a ship, right? Even if our main direction of thrust is going to be upwards, then it doesn't mean that it isn't expected for there to be thrusters at the back. And when we get into space and want to fly around, we will probably be using these more. Could even put 2 more down here. That's a bit overkill in my book though, but maybe we should try it out. That's a lot of thrust. And I feel like now we need to fill out this empty space with something then. I guess it could just be more hydrogen tanks, 2 more. We are putting a lot of stuff on this. Do we want them to be facing like this? That looks more like the back of a ship, but it doesn't really go in line with this stuff.
Fuel low.
Let's grab some fuel then.
Fuel critical.
Thank you. I think this makes okay sense. We could even put connectors on the back here then. Not sure if that's where we actually would want them. But this tank is connected to the main conveyor system, or it should be at least. And that is also connected to it, so they will both be connected. I think I like that. It also covers the asymmetry at the back here, which I obviously don't like. Oh, I guess it's not obvious, but I don't like it. So there. Yeah. We could also have connectors at the sides, or we could have merge blocks to actually allow other ships to be merged with us if we want that. That's just some thoughts I have about space travel. This will be our main base, and then we will have some mining ships and stuff out there as well. And if we want to move this base at some point, why not take the other ships with us instead of having to go back and forth, maybe? Let's remove these middle tanks to see if it looks okay with a thruster in there. So it will still be protruding or pointing out a bit. Like that. But that's much better than before in my opinion. It's only 1 block. We do have some space in here now though. Of course we could fill that with batteries or something like that. But with this we would then have 3 directions of thrust. Then we need upwards. Oh, actually, if we mirrored this, of course, on the other side, then we would have 4. And then we need upwards and backwards thrust, so. And upwards thrust we don't really need that much of, I don't think. Backwards I have a tendency to underestimate how much you need though, so maybe I should try and, whoops, be a bit better with that. Oh. Let's just land that for now. Put in another thrust at the other side. I really should get that connector done that I was talking about, so we can actually land this vehicle on the ground instead of this. Maybe we should just make a temporary connector. How large is the front of this ship? Not bad. We should just be able to put a connector right here. Or maybe up here. We just have the connector on the bottom of the cockpit. Let's put it up here, because I think that might actually be a permanent solution. Sideways or vertical. It always annoys me a bit that these aren't 4-way symmetricals, I guess. Okay, let's get that built. So we can get the mice in and make some hydrogen. Okay, let's not park this too close, because again we might just crash here. Should we move this away as well? Well, actually, when we get the ice in there, we need to give it some time to actually convert it. Did we only have 2 O2 generators, or did we have 4? I don't exactly remember. Also, we need to connect these oxygen tanks. Yes, we can just do it with 2 conveyors. Well, let's fill this ship up. Connectors have stuff. Let's empty out those first. And try and fly this over. We could carry one full container, right? Yeah, we can. Let's see if we can maneuver this large ship without crashing into a mining rig or a space bridger. Oh, the connector is on the bottom of the cockpit. Oh, under the cockpit. Connect. How about that? Are you starting to fill now? Not really. Well, I guess we just need to transfer our ice to make it available for the generators. Okay, so they are starting. Are these not connected? They should be. The thrusters are connected and they're connected to the hydrogen tanks. Maybe they're just starting with one tank somewhere. Well, we could just run through them here instead. No. Where are the H2O2 generators? Or the other way around, I guess. These are spending the ice at least. Then where are they putting all of that oxygen or hydrogen? These shouldn't be filling up. Oh, is it the engines? Of course it's the engines. They probably take priority. And we can't even get to the terminals of those, dang it. Hydrogen engine. They're both outputting 2.5 megawatts. How about we group those up and call generators. And turn them off. We can just go duck with the main grid if we want to have more power than we currently have. So how about these hydrogen tanks now? Now they're starting to fill up. That's good. Okay, I guess we shouldn't really have this duct here, because they will just share their power, which means the ship will be lit powered. On this ship, the resource hauler. Because I think that had more power than the space breaker. But that's just my guess, I guess. Okay. Dock and recharge batteries, please. That will probably drain our whole main grid. So I guess this at least should also be set to charge. And that's fine then, I guess. Okay. Next step. We need to add an engine or thruster group, so we can turn those on and off. Thruster. I'm not actually sure if they take any hydrogen like this. They probably don't, because it's connected to a main grid. That's like the electrical engines or thrusters taking power like this, and I don't think they do, other than maybe a small idle draw. Where are batteries? I think this is fine. I just need to remember that the hydrogen and oxygen generators actually require power, so we might have to turn these engines on at some point to just generate a bit. I think we have enough power for now though. Yeah, they are over 25%. We just need to charge, or gather some of this hydrogen up a bit, so we can just remove these and, well, fall very slowly to the ground, I guess. Where is my welder? Here it is. Probably don't have everything we need to finish these, right? Oh. Okay. Last thruster. Okay. Well, we do need to go and grab some materials. put batteries on recharge, because otherwise they're drained. Okay, so what is we need down here? Metal grid, a lot of metal grid. 2, 3, 4, 5. All 6 of them need 250, so that's 1500. I guess we should try and decide where the rest of the thrusters are as well, and then bring that metal grid as well. Right. So forwards thrust, we can just have small ones here. We won't be using those connectors for anything else anyway. Unless we need them for turrets. But we could have 4 turrets at the sides here and at the top as well. Some of on the bottom even. I think this is a good beginning. If we need to fire at pirates in front of us, then turrets at the bottom and at the top should do the thing, right? We won't have to have someone front. I don't think so, at least. So that's forwards thrust, unless we want to go large. Is that something we want? Then we have to go in front of the exhaust to get into the cockpit, which is a bit stupid. Unless we put these... whoops, almost fell. And also put them up there, that's still not good. Plus it obstructs the view from the cockpit. Then there's only up here left. And I thought that would look a bit ridiculous, but I might actually like it. I think that's pretty good. And then we do have 2 connectors here, or well, conveyor ports available. So that's 5 degrees of thrust, or 5 directions of thrust, I guess. So we just need up. So either we put something like this here, which again looks a bit ridiculous, but then we could remove the tank and connect it to the other thruster if we wanted to. But then we can't have these connectors. So I'm not sure I like that idea. We could also just have a lot of small thrusters up here. We do want to reserve some of these for turrets though. Not sure if we will need missile turrets. I haven't ever used those. Not that that's a good reason, but I would sort of like some on the back as well. I guess when you do that, you might as well have that large thruster there, because now it doesn't look as ridiculous anymore when we actually use some of the space next to it. They do block the turrets though in that direction, so we need to remember that. It's also a lot of upwards thrust. Let's get a bit of Imperial plate if we have it.
Low.
Again? Dang it. Ow.
Fuel critical.
Oh. Imperial plate, I said. So we are going to connect those there. I mean, we could just add small thrusters on top of those. We should probably also cover most of this area so it's not exposed. Since we have all of this base up here anyway, we might as well put some armor in, right? Or is that stupid? I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I don't really like covering everything in armor, or maybe it's just because I haven't tried it yet, maybe. But this is not supposed to be a battle vehicle, really. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.